I always wait to see what people are saying about tragic events to figure out what the common consensus is about the mindset behind people that get into these tragic events. I want to see how people think, how they react, how the public handles it, how the bigger people at large handle tragic events. I like to see what's going on. It's kind of my favorite thing. I don't like to make events big spectacles. I don't like to make things immediately. That's not something I enjoy to do. I like to wait, watch, review, and then let other people make videos about certain situations, even then, so I can watch their reactions and see how it operates. This is not one of those days. This is a very different day. This is the day that has something very close and dear to me. I have an immense and intense fear of flying. Very first flight I ever got on was horrifying. It shook and bumped, and they actually had to land because we ran out of gas. It was horrifying. I hated every second of it. Second flight I ever got on, it almost landed into the wrong area, was messed up. Fifth flight I got on, the pilot didn't know what they were doing. They were a very new pilot, you could tell, and they didn't understand how things were operating. Few things about flying has terrified me for quite some time. I felt as though planes were safer than cars. If you look up the average amount of car crashes a day, if you look up how many car crashes happen today, you'll be very surprised. You'll be very surprised about how many. There are a lot. Just alone in 2021, 36,000 motor vehicle crashes occur every day. That is insane. That's in 2021. And that number, I'm sure, has gone up. Car crashes happen a lot. They are very common. And you never hear about every car crash unless it's a 1,000-car pileup or something insane and crazy. So, by a wide margin, cars are definitely more dangerous than planes. I know this. I understand that. I grasp it. The difference between cars and planes is that when you hear about a plane crash, it's a lot of people at once. It's the monumentous nature. It is the catastrophe associated with it. It is how large and vicious these things are, because dying in midair is horrifying. If you get into a car crash, I've been in two recently, there's a high chance you're going to be fine. There's a high chance. Oh, I got into a car crash, that's okay. Unless you're going 60 miles an hour, unless you fell and things exploded and viscera happened. The car crashes are just so common. It might be a bump. Here, but a plane crash, oh my God. They fell from thousands of feet in the air. There were many people on the flight. You hear about a lot of it. And recently we've had 2 plane crashes back to back. Now, I would like to show you something that I recently just discovered. This is very important. Let's look at the faces so you can understand why this is insane. A little girl who just celebrated her 12th birthday with her mom was on the plane. A mother and her young son were on the plane. A 28-year-old with an adventurous spirit was on the plane. A flight attendant living one of her dreams was on the plane. Now, this image, and I've seen this image before, I'm going to get back to this. It's very important. 3 soldiers aboard the Black Hawk that they clashed into. Lindsay Fields, very important. First Officer Sam Lely and Captain Jonathan Campos, very important. Pilot Samuel Liley was killed in the collision. Let's say pilot right there. And then Jonathan Campos. This image, people are saying, oh, this is the DEI hire. I do not know why they keep bringing this whole phrase up. This is messing me up. Ian Epstein. Sorry, my content brain went sicko mode. I apologize. Passed away. Asra Hussan Raza and a civil rights attorney and 2 young legal associates. So, and then 6 U.S. figure skating athlete coaches and family members. Why are we 3 youth skaters and a coach? This is to show you that these are the lives that were lost. Everybody has a unique and different life. A lot of people were on this. A lot of people are saying, oh my God, how did you get pictures of all these random people? Most people post their lives on social media. I don't know why that was even a point of contention. This is the part that's messing me up. See images like this. This, to a lot of people that I'm discovering, is a DEI representative hire. Now I know what you're thinking. They were a person on the plane. I know, but I've seen this image and the one of the black lady up top being referred to as DEI hires. And I was thinking to myself, this can't possibly be the reality. I think people are just blowing this out of proportion because I like to believe in the good of humanity. No, I've read 27 articles. I have watched him talking about this at length because I know people clip things out of context because I refuse to believe what a news article is telling me. I read the entire news article and then I watched the clips, and I'm here to tell you, upon reading the news article and actually doing something that no American really does and read and watch the full clip, I can say without 100% of a shadow of doubt that Trump said some wild things. And I genuinely mean that. He's saying, well, we should have had better people up there. They could have went up. They could have been different. We should have had better people. And it could be the DEI hiring policies because we're just hiring on a whim. Now, I'm going to do something that I never should do. I'm going to try to find the silver lining in the statement that Trump said. Trump was stating that we just should have had better people because the quality of the air control captains and the quality of people that control planes has gone down significantly because the DEI hiring process, it just has gone down significantly, and we need to have better people in there up in the air because we can't just be hiring anybody, is what he was trying to say, I imagine. However, to bring that up in order to push the narrative of this during a tragedy, during a plane crash, is just a little psychotic. Just to push your narrative forward is crazy. That is an insane thing to do. That's what he was trying to say, I'm sure. I know this because I've spoken to now Trump supporters. But as a regular person that doesn't care about politics that deeply, this is just a tragedy. This isn't about right or left. This is just a tragedy. This is just a genuine tragedy. The plane crashed into a Black Hawk thing. If we're talking about who it crashed into, why was the Black Hawk that low to the ground? And if you want to get really like about race politics and things of that variety, the captain of the Black Hawk, it was this guy. This guy. Actually, I apologize for putting the guy. Assembly was piloting the American Airlines flight that was minutes away from a safe landing when a collision with an American. This is a different guy. This is the guy. This is the pilot. This guy was the captain of the American Airlines flight. It's another guy. These two people. First officer Sam Keeley and Jonathan Campbell. Okay, I don't know exactly which one. I didn't read this as deep as I should have. I apologize. Just note that these two guys are the people that were crashing into each other. This is the important part. The reason I'm pointing this out and why this is important is simply by virtue of you can't just keep blaming race for tragedies. You can't do that. And at first, I wasn't gonna make a video about this specific crash. I really wasn't. I was gonna say, oh, it's just one crash. I was gonna let this simmer and bow down. Then, much like the day we don't forget, a second plane is hit. Plane with 6 aboard crashes in Philadelphia. This is a second plane crash. And this is insane. And immediately, as soon as this happened, people were saying, was the pilot black or white? Why is that even a concern about what's going on? People were saying that was a missile. That wasn't a plane. That was a missile. And I say this without any stretch of the word. If it was one missile randomly, if it was one random missile just firing off, there'd be more missiles. There'd be like 3 plane crashes that'd be going on. This is absurd to a level that I genuinely can't fathom. 2 plane crashes back to back. Now, usually you don't hear about that many plane crashes. You don't. It's not a very common occurrence that happens. Planes are relatively safe. You don't really see a lot of them. You usually hear about more car crashes. That's generally the pathos of how things happen. But 2 back to back is so terrifying, so horrifying in nature. And if you're going to try to find more plane crashes going back, I went back 19 pages. You're actually just going to find these articles right now because you can't really figure out what's going on. This is the most disgusting, stupid, nonsensical, garbage stuff I am witnessing right now, and I'm not having a good time seeing this. Why are we comparing race when it's just tragedies and plane crashes? Why are we doing this? Why are we playing race politics with the fact of the matter of the loss of lives? Why are we doing this? Why are we pushing an agenda and narrative like this? Why is the media trying to make us feel depressed and make us hate each other behind the guise of our race? Why are they trying to do that? What is the purpose of that? What did they gain by doing that? Nothing? They gained nothing? I was just making sure they gained nothing by doing this because it feels like they're gaining something by doing this. This feels like they're getting the upper hand on some kind of initial narrative, and I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why this is happening. I am upset. I am confused. I am shaken by this. This is gross. This may be the grossest I've felt upon trying to learn about a tragedy or an event, because everybody is playing identity politics with the lives of people. You're playing identity politics with the lives of people that have families, lives, careers, and livelihoods. Don't do that. That is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. It feels gross because I keep learning about it. Every day is another tragedy is happening. It's been 31 days into 2025, and oh my God, I've had so much character development within this time frame. This is disgusting. This is disgusting, and I really hate this. I really do.